Andre,
Ryan. How'd you
my
guys do?
guy, we had a legendary night last night because it's just one of those nights where you get rewarded for your irrational belief in your side. And you just love to see that.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
let's face it, our entire coldish streak, it's been more of a tepid streak, has all been related to the local teams not taking off,
yep.
and
And
now the Nuggets are getting on track and we're looking great.
the best part is, and I apologize to our dear listeners, that I wasn't able to discover this information in time to alert them.
Oh,
But right before the game, Dre, Bones Highland props go live on DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm sitting in my seat at the game,
oh, show history.
scrambling to just bet whatever I can. And so I bet a heavy amount on Bones, but it doesn't go through.
No,
And I'm
no.
scrambling. I'm scrambling.
Oh,
They're walking out to tip the ball off. I'm like, no, 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 I have to get this in. Finally get the bet in. It's Bones over 7.5 points. Of course he clears it. He scores a career
oh,
high 12.
of course.
Could have scored a lot more if he wasn't too busy just diming up Zeke Naji.
Friend of the historic, Zeke Naji, a guy who won us a Pac-12 draft prop, so another
Friend of the show.
member of show history. Yep.
And it gets better, Dre, because I also have Nuggets money line boosted with, we got 3 NBA Profi boosts yesterday. But it gets even better than that, Dre, because Spence and I, Big Drive Spence and I, after the game, we do our pro tip, which I probably shouldn't even share here, but there's not enough people watching the show that I'm worried about. You hit up the Breckenridge Brewery inside the stadium after the game. You get an extra beer, you digest the game, and then, all the traffic's gone. And so, then you get your Uber or you get your ride or someone drives home, whatever. Anyways, as I'm sitting there, I open up my app and my account is like sky high, and I'm like, okay, well, I knew I won, but I didn't think I won this much. Well, when I would scramble to get that massive bet in on Bones, I placed the bet twice.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
wow.
Double massive win on Bones, about as good as it gets.
Okay, so this week, if you place 100 or more on a Nuggets money line, now we don't talk in figures, so it's none of my business how many bones you put on the Nuggets last night. But you might be close to that threshold where you want to go over triple the century mark in the Centennial State, or maybe you're there already, Ryan. Also, I vow from here on, and I hope you will accept, I hope Yaya in the background gives his blessing, that from here on, while we do always speak in terms of units on this show, that from here forward, we shall refer to our units as bones. How many bones did you put on that one?
How many bones?
And so on and so forth. This is a 2 bones play. This is a 10 bones play. This is a reverse your bones mortgage play.
Right. Love that. And then I go 2-1 on Mac picks last night. The Mac was electric. The game with the extremely high over under in the 70s went over, which is why I am inspired tonight. Dre, we have what I like to call a homework game on the slate tonight. It's homework for you, it's homework for me, it's homework for the listeners, and it's homework for George Payton, who is all the way out there in ACC country.
Great one.
We've got Sam Howell taking on Kenny Pickett, 2 of the top 5 quarterback prospects in this year's draft. And it's just one of those ones that you got to watch. But what if you could bet money on doing your homework back when you were a kid? Trey, I probably would have gone to Harvard if I could have bet money on myself to complete my homework. Now, I probably would have made even more money if I could bet on myself to not complete my homework. But either way, we've got a homework game and we're going to bet on it. Let's get to the big three.
Right. There you
All right.
go.
UNC at Pitt over 72, Dre. It's a sky high number, but how could
It
you
is.
bet the under in one like this when you're just hoping to see good quarterback play? If I had to pick a side, I would pick North Carolina only because their uniforms are the second best in college football.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
In college. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Carolina blue on a football uniform is just special.
See, I love it in hoops, but in football, it does nothing for me.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
shocking. I wonder if they
Yeah.
go with like a blackout look tonight. Are they the home team? No, they're the road team. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
going to be probably a lighter color. Either way, I like their team better. Also, they of course produced our guy Pookie Williams, rookie of the week, aka Pookie of the week. But anyways, all that aside, that's what we're going with. Then there is an NFL game tonight. Look, all Thursday night football games are created equally, and by that I mean they're created by the
Bathed in
hand of
greatness.
God. Yeah,
Yes.
bathed in greatness.
Yeah.
But tonight, one of the rare
No.
nights I won't be as invested, just because I'm going to be very invested in this college football game.
Oh, wow.
So rare, but of course you got to get some action. Marquise Brown, longest reception, or Recco, as we're saying here, over 20.5. I think the reception and the O for over got combined there. That one feels good. It always feels good on Marquise Brown. I'm thinking a little over route. You know, you try to get the depth of those over routes just over 20 yards, and boom, hit it once and you're good.
That's a true bettor's delight, going over on the number on an over route. It's the kind of synergy. Over. Yeah, double over. Can't buy that synergy around these parts.
And then finally, it's Avs 60-minute line, not regular money line. At minus 140, Dre. This is again. All of my bets are inspired by things that happened last night, and of course, last night the Nuggets went out there and won without their star player. Everyone steps up. This is an everyone step up game. I think the Avs get it.
And that's your recency bias picks of the night.
Just, dance with the ones that brought you, Dre.
I mean, you have to. I don't know enough about the Canucks here, but the Avs are concerning to say the least. But I guess, are we getting Kale and Mikko back?
We are. Well, at least that's the expectation.
Okay, now we're talking. If the prince that was promised and the big moose are here, okay.
Have you ever thought about how the Canucks are the Houston Texans of the NHL?
Is that accurate though? Is that correct?
Yes, because Canuck is just a word for someone from Canada. Just the way that a Texan is just a word for someone from Texas.
Is that all that a Canuck really is? I assumed there was an extra layer to it that I wasn't aware of.
I'm pretty sure that's just a Canadian.
I know.
Let me double check.
I know Yaya's diligently Googling in the background. Let's go to my big three while you guys are doing all of that good stuff. Because Ryan, I've got an oldie but goodie. We haven't been able to hit this one up yet this season. It's our guy, El Perro.
Oh, wow.
He is here. Over 2.5 shots on goal. They've been messing with his number, but Alexander Barkov, the phenomenal center, get the dogs out, for the Florida Panthers, a team we don't approve of, but a man we do. Get this, last 3 games, Ryan, 15 shots on goal combined. Not one of those did he have less than 4. 7-2 on this last prop in the last 9, averaging 3.7 in that stretch. He's going to be jazzed up for a matchup against the Pittsburgh Penguins at minus 150. This is a stone cold lock. Just like El Gato's been murdering it. By the way, my big 3 last time I was on the show, 3-0. So there you go. Maction and El Gato got the ball rolling on this one. And Ryan, I don't know. I'm going to try really hard to not get upset, but I just think they're insulting the MVP, and they keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And I don't know why. This is almost a single pick that works as an SGP here, Ryan, because this is a fade the public pick. I don't know if you've seen, but like all the money is on the Ravens to cover this massive spread, something they just aren't doing this season. Also, we've been talking about it for weeks. Road dogs Thursday night always perform well. All that to say, this isn't going to be a blowout like many are suggesting. In Miami, this will be a toughie. And in the last 6 games since week 2, the Ravens have had to change their offense because of all the injuries they've had running back in that stretch. Lamar averaging 289 passing yards. He's this over on this prop has hit 5 of the last 6 games. And this is another stone cold lock, minus 115. It's insulting. It's the triple bones play of the night. And then Devontae Freeman, you remember him from the Atlanta Falcons. Well, with all the injuries at running back for the Ravens, he's filled that void. More people are talking about Le'Veon Bell, but he's outperformed Le'Veon significantly in a game that's close. I think they'll have to rely on him. He's coming off a 13-carry, 79-yard game. He's going to get over 9.5 rushing attempts. There you go, minus 135. Feeling great about these picks, Ryan.
Wow, I love that. You just inspired me that I need to pay a little more attention to tonight's game just because my MVP is out there.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
By the way, Dre,
wow.
Yeah, and it's actually gone to 25.5 now. Ever since I told that story about the over route, they were really they were buzzing over there.
People love synergy. I was going to say Jalen Waddle was at 21.5 when I looked. Mark Andrews was at 20.5. So really nice value. And on Lamar, you can odds boost over 250. And then they've got some player parlays like over 303 tuds, stuff like that you can get insane value on. So if you think the MVP is going to show out, remember he's a Florida boy. And I know that only because of the odds boost. The odds boost are really an odds boost slate on crack, Ryan. I wish we could do the guess the odds boost game today. Maybe for funsies we'll close it out with some odds boost. But yeah, Lamar at home, crappy team. They're not covering spreads. Dolphins are motivated. It lines up, and you can find some value going aggressive on Lamar passing yards.
Also, I'm one of the few remaining Tua believers. Is he out there tonight, or is it Jacoby?
I believe it's the Jacobster.
Okay. By the way, research has shown Canuck, just a Canadian. No alternate meaning. And I feel like we as a society are failing to use that word enough. Like we should refer to Jamal Murray as the crafty Canuck.
Yeah.
Like not as his nickname, but just like in description, like, oh, and look at the crafty Canuck down there mixing it up. Like, like that's the type of stuff we need to be working into our vocabulary a little more.
Oh, I agree. I think we need to keep our eye on MLS and NHL picks that are heavy Canada and have a Canuck of the night from time to time.
Right. Yeah. A Canuck sounds like such a hard-nosed person. Like the Canuck of the night just has to have like a scrunched nose. Man.
Right, like Adam Foote.
Right. I mentioned that Bones Highland prop last night, and I got to give a shout out to the homies at DraftKings Sportsbook because that wasn't there all day. The people were pounding the table for it. We pounded the table on the show, and we said we understand DraftKings has more important things than our every desire. But it turns out they said, no, there's nothing more important than your desires. And they put it up. And that's just the type of stuff that you can get at DraftKings Sportsbook. So check them out. Dre, have you checked the rankings?
Number 1, double fisted, baby. There you go. Committee rankings do not influence this one. Even the committee has agreed DraftKings number 1 in all the land. I actually wonder, where does the committee do their meetings? Are they in gambling states?
Oh, yes, of course. The legislators wouldn't let them meet anywhere else.
I think, honestly, if I knew everyone on the committee was putting money on 3 to 4 spreads a game or a Saturday on like the big ranked teams, I would feel like they're more invested, more dialed, like they know what they're talking about.
By the
If I
way,
could get that assurance.
real quick, just before we spread misinformation via this comment, Avs money line is not the money line has not moved.
Oh,
I here kind of posted it wrong, and so we're not betting on Avs money line tonight. We always bet on Avs 60-minute line. Why do we bet on Avs 60-minute line? Because they suck in overtime. So even if they get there, your chances of winning are slim anyway.
The best skating team, they should just like dominate teams in OT with how it sets up, and they cannot do a thing.
I'm of the belief that they've never practiced
it. That would be absurd, but could be. Also, Avs future plus 700, still great value before the run commences. All that at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right?
I will say, at some point they're going to get it together, and you'll never get better odds than you'll get right now, or maybe in the next week or so.
That's right.
Mac is out, 3 weeks or just 2?
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Good God, this team. I can't believe it.
I know.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. This honestly could be the kick in the ass they need.
Yes.
Anyways, DraftKings Sportsbook. This week, you can bet $1 on any NFL game to score at least 1 point. You pick the game. If any points are scored, you're going to win. As I have before, I will guarantee 1 million of my own dollars that there will be at least 1 point scored tonight. Actually, you don't even have to wait for any other game. Again, if you lose, you'll lose your $1 bet, but you will get $1 million from me.
What a deal!
Happens. So that's the type of guarantee that I'm willing to offer the people. If they go sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook and use that code DNVR, you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use that same code DNVR. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match. Each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Man, you joke, but Devontae Freeman rushing attempts jumped to 10.5 to this. Oh, goodness, Ryan. Yeah, we might have to go back to the audio only. So you guys, we can keep it a little more under wraps.
A little more low key.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Wow. Devontae Freeman, not to be confused with Dante Foreman.
Holy shit. I've done that so many times. I'm so glad you said that.
Dante Foreman is what Javonte Williams is what I thought Devontae Foreman was going to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Right. Ramondre Stevens has some that's what Demontre Foreman should have been.
The wires are crossed.
Yeah, they are. It's the names and physical backs, and they had the dreads too, right?
Yeah.
They both had the dreads. So yeah. Tough.
Anyways, what's our DOD?
Let's fire it up.
Which side are you on?
Yeah.
Which side are you on? There you go. There it is. The game is called Which Side Are You On?
Which side are you on?
Wow.
Ryan.
It's produced into its own intro now.
Incredible.
The game is called Which Side Are You On? I believe I won last week, so we're 2-2 now. Yair, is that correct?
Yeah.
We've never even seen the Andre winner graphic because they didn't make it until he was up 2-0.
It's true. I started off hot. You got me. Always 3-2. We always go 3-2. If someone goes 4-1, it'll be truly commanding lead. Yes, Z, I do still like it at 10.5. Let's just hammer out the Freeman prop.
Right. Okay, cool. Mike
Trout. I'm sorry, Mike Trout.
It's my turn to pick which side I'm on. Last week was awesome because you picked against the Buffs, and they covered, and of course won straight up, and that also won me the game, and it also won me my crazy stupid parlay that I made. It was like almost a euphoria overload.
I'm so confused by the Buffs, so I am omitting them from the slate entirely. In fact, I'm not going low-hanging fruit with you on any of this. I could have faded Frosty, but then I'd end up with Frosty, so that's not the way to go. And Air
Frosty
Force
getting extended, man. We
Holy
love to see
shit.
it. Good job, Nebraska. You're doing the right
Man.
thing.
Oh,
Keep it up.
We are big believers in Frosty. Some of his number one supporters, people have said.
Yes.
That press release was just high comedy. I read it on many different sites.
Fantastic
AP, by the way,
content.
phenomenal execution by you guys on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to these. So, and then Air Force Rams. I'm not messing with the Rams. So
Are the
you would,
Rams
of course.
When is that game happening?
We're gonna find that out right here.
Saturday, I believe. Do you want to know what time?
Look at my guy.
I would love to know what time.
Oh my gosh, he's so on it. You hear I'm gonna beat you to this. It's at 5 on Saturday.
Yes. I should have known that.
5. That's overlapping with a Buffs basketball game. I will not be tuning in.
Who's Buffs? Oh, New Mexico.
The Lobos.
New Mexico. Lobos. Oh. Okay.
Yes. You have to put a little more of a Spanish accent on that. They're Lobos, not Wolves.
I'll get back to you on that one. Actually, you're right. Mine was a coyote. I was referencing the coyotes. I confused the two. I apologize.
It's okay. It's all right. You get better.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So let's see the slate. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so we get one tonight, which I love to see.
Oh, it's tremendous.
I have to go with the Tar Heels here. I don't necessarily think it's the right side, but I want it to be the right side. Yep. There's a reason why I left the spread out of my big three. I'm not confident in either way. But I do know a Pitt fan who is in the DNVR Madden League, and he always expects the worst thing to happen to Pitt. And so I think they could get blown out tonight. I think it's possible.
Do you know Western Michigan beat Pitt this year? 44-41, a barn burner. Because one must never mess with the MAC.
We never got to talk about how close I was to Akron money line in that new coach game.
I mean, the MAC's been insane, Ryan. The MAC's been insane.
I remember they were plus 24.5. I said I don't mind a sprinkle. Plus 1,400. They have the ball driving to win the game down 5, and they just couldn't get it done.
Every drive was so painful from them. They worked so hard, and yet it was amazing how they hung in that the whole time. Okay, you're taking UNC, huh?
Yeah, I'll take the Heels.
Maybe not. You might not be on the Kenny Pickett train yet, but he owns the ACC. I think he'll show out in this one.
I like how that one was red, but all of the rest of the spreads are orange. Mississippi State versus Auburn. Why are you picking all these games? So these games are lame.
Well, no, the Pirate. You love the Pirate.
I love the Pirate.
And frankly, I'm baiting you with the Pirate here because I might be a Bo Nix believer. And I think Auburn's been pretty good, though. I like I'm happy with either side of this one, Ryan. That's why I picked it. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, if you're gonna make me pick, I'll just take the Pirate. I mean,
there you go. See, I figured you just laze it up and give me the better choice. So I'll take Auburn and Bo Nix, who's apparently lit now, though you never know. Betting on Bo Nix, I wouldn't suggest.
By the way, our friend down in Phoenix, Frank Sanders, he's on the PHNX Cardinals podcast. It was Bo Nix's dad who threw the legendary touchdown to Frank Sanders when he was at Auburn.
Whoa.
It is known forever there as simply Nix to Sanders. If you say Nix to Sanders, everyone knows what you're talking about.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
They beat Florida or on that play, I believe. It was a big thing. Anyways, let's go back to the board here. Don't like my pick so far.
No, UNC and Mississippi State really crapping it up.
Oklahoma.
Yes.
Minus 5.5 at Baylor.
Yeah.
Baylor, the home dogs.
Yeah, are you an Oklahoma believer? They don't have a single top 25 win. Rattlers benched. And their season starts now because they've got Baylor, they've got Iowa State, and they've got Oklahoma State.
in a world of despicable, teams and organizations, there's no more despicable college than Baylor. So I cannot pick them. I refuse. I will take the Sooners.
Okay. I'm disappointed in that one. I'm a big Caleb Williams guy.
Yeah, I like Caleb Williams too.
It's all about the Caleb Williams adjustment here. This one, Ryan, I thought was insane. Purdue, outstanding, true.
My Boilermakers.
I mean, a true buzzsaw. And look at this line: Ohio State at the shoe, which is the big one, the big factor in this, -21. Even Yaya not giving Purdue the respect they deserve and ranking them 19th. No ranking because he knows that's Purdue's brand. So I approve, Yaya. But boy, this spread jumped out at me. So it's really like, you can take the cheese, you can leave me to take the cheese. I don't care. I'm not lactose intolerant.
Oh man, a couple things here that need to be noted. Purdue, of course, knocks off Michigan State last week in my favorite result of the weekend, other than the Buffs winning, of course. Suck on it, Mel Tucker.
That's Purdue, after upsetting Iowa 2 weeks prior and then sticking it to Nebraska, which we love,
The Cardinals, the PHNX Cardinals, I don't know why they're getting referenced so much today, but they have a shirt down there of something that J.J. Watt said on the sidelines because, they kept saying, oh, Cardinals this, Cardinals that. And he said, maybe we're just fucking better, talking of their team. Well, maybe Purdue is just fucking better. So I'll take Purdue. The black and gold was the other factor that was important here.
Sure.
Maybe they're just better than Ohio State. Maybe they win straight up. I support a money line sprinkle.
Okay, this is outstanding. I mean, I hope everyone listens, understands the major cheese alert that's going on right now. I've lived through this. I did this exact thing with the Arkansas spread against Georgia a few months back. Same situation. Arkansas just upset two big time teams at the time and then got their doors blown off. So just learn from your mistakes, kids. And then let's close this out, Ryan.
I want it to be known, at a certain point you have to stop calling them upsets if someone just upsets everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Man, if Purdue could just run the table, win the Big Ten championship as a 2-loss team, I think they should get in. And by the way, that's plus 750 on the Purdue money line, so not bad at all. And then let's close it out, Ryan. Lane against Jimbo. Jimbo against Lane.
Texas A&M road faves at Ole Miss. Now, I know you put this in here because you think that the only Texas A&M game I've seen all season was against the Buffs, and they looked awful. And maybe I've forgotten that they upset Alabama and whatever that quarterback's name, Calzada, is kind of figured it out, and he's kind of going. And you think that those are the reasons that I will pick Ole Miss. Well, you'd be wrong. I'm picking Ole Miss because I really like Matt Corral.
Yes, I knew it. Let's go.
I'm confused why people are talking about his arm being weak. That dude, I think he's got a little bit of a cannon.
I don't think that's his issue at all. Actually, you rarely. Well, it's the misnomer with arm strength, right? Everyone wants to see rainbows on deep outs, but arm strength is better judged. Tight windows, the zip and velocity. He shows that in abundance. He concerns me more. He's a one read guy. He's all RPO, and he doesn't throw it on the run. He can throw it quick, or he'll take off and run. He never runs to throw, which weirds me the F out. I knew you would fall in the Corral Lane Kiffin trap. I think the public in general has overrated Ole Miss at this point.
What is it that you like about Texas A&M?
Well, they're a sound football team defensively, and Calzada has figured some things out. And that offense, I mean, they've got at least 3 guys who will be top 50 picks probably. So there's a lot of talent.
Spiller,
Yep. Kenyon Green, the left guard, he's played some tackle.
And they have that speedster who maybe not top 50 pick,
Right,
but probably top
right.
100.
Exactly. So it's an offense that's figured things out. They're playing for a lot, and I think Jimbo's just another class than Kiffin, right?
Oh, maybe.
As far as like game planning and just the defense is like A&M can close that gap offensively. The defensive gap is.
I really don't like
absurd.
that you decided to leave like my comfort zone with these picks. That's not.
Oh, yeah.
That makes this game less fun for me.
Well,
I want
I'm
to talk
hoping
about
for
the
that
Pac-12,
4-1.
and I want to talk about Colorado State, and maybe even a little Nebraska.
Yeah, that's honestly that's become out of my comfort zone. It's kind of been it's always wacky for the Buffs in the Pac-12. This year it's been even too wacky for my taste.
Oh, I love the
It's the
Pac-12.
best. They're not playing enough late games, Ryan. They're not playing enough late games.
I think the new guys trying to like get rid of that stigma that like the Pac-12 plays, when everyone's asleep.
Yeah, terrible idea, bro. Terrible idea.
Especially since you and I never sleep.
Exactly. I look forward to your takes on the UCLA game tomorrow, though. And like, if Rolo was still at Washington State, was still at Wazoo, I might have included Oregon here, but that's the problem. I think on the Pac-12, you and I see eye to eye enough.
Fair enough.
I needed to take you. I need to ISO ball you and take you out of your comfort zone.
I'm gonna really sleep on this tonight. I have to decide. Do I want to go with what my eyes tell me about Colorado and UCLA, or do I want to go? Do I want to go with what I know about the games that happen between Colorado and UCLA? Dre, if you remember the first game last season, I was like, yeah, the Buffs are going to get their doors blown off, and then they blew the doors off of UCLA. Calderell revenge game 2.0. I mean, just so much at stake. I will let you know, though. I don't have a lean yet.
Yeah, and Bruins have really fallen apart. You just wonder about Dorian DRT.
DTR. Yeah.
DTR.
He's really good. He's not really good. He's really able.
He's one of those college quarterbacks we love to watch run.
Yes.
He's Khalil Tate-esque.
Yeah, or like that one dude who was at Michigan for a while.
Nard Dog, Denard Robinson.
yes. He was so dope. I loved him so much. Played with his shoes untied. One of the weirder bits that I've ever seen a college player do.
Boy. No, that was a simpler time back then.
They really were simpler times. You joke, but my God. Was it really
it truly was. It truly was. Yeah, no, I don't joke. That's historically accurate at this point. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that we needed to touch on? Is there SGP insurance or anything?
I mean, we could put together an Avs SGP.
So
by this value.
It doesn't have a catchy name, which tells me it'll never catch on. But a lot of people are talking about this new bet, no score first drive. It's like a Nerfy, but for football.
Oh, the anti-script.
Yes, which is exactly why I don't like the bet. Like,
yeah. What's
also,
the juice?
NSFD, a NISFT, just not. It can't work.
Should have consulted us, guys.
I know.
Consulted us. Yeah.
I know. It's at minus 110. It's boosted tonight. They're trying to get people in on this.
-1. We're getting even money on an NFL coaching staff having a week to prepare to score on one drive.
I know. Well, Pat Shurmur can't do it.
Plus well, that's right. Pat Shurmur can't. But many other coaches can.
Dre, how wild is that? They've played in 25 games, and he hasn't scored on the first drive in 24 of them.
Almost by accident, they should have scored on like 2 of them. Like statistically,
a broken coverage.
Yeah.
A broken
Yeah.
tackle
Yeah.
on the free safety who
Yeah.
came up too far in the hole. Like,
Yeah.
how?
Hard to fathom. Frankly.
It is pretty
Yeah.
hard to fathom. All right, well, it's hard to fathom, but we have to end this show. I don't see any SGP protection, so there's no reason to SGP it up.
None.
But I think that wraps it up for us. So
Yes.
shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Shout out to you, Andre. Shout out to Yaya behind the scenes. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.